We're here in the suburb of Richmond, South Australia, where there's been a really detailed inverter study going on, specifically testing the Fronius Gen 24 versus Enphase IQ7 Plus microinverters. Solar nerd gold, right? I'm here with Sam Kraft from NRG Solar. Sam, what exactly have you been up to here?
Over the last 3 months, we've been watching how the systems react to different types of shade and which ones perform better under certain circumstances.
So the theory that we've all been taught, and that, to be honest, I've been telling everyone for 10 years, is that if you have a string inverter and a bunch of solar panels on that string and you shade one of those solar panels, it brings the whole string down. Is that what you're seeing?
Well, that's what we've all been told, but that is definitely not what we've been seeing.
Oh, that's really interesting. So we're going to be running 2 tests to answer the question, which type of inverter handles shade better? A good string inverter or a good microinverter? So we're going to be testing big shade and little shade. So I thought to myself, what are the 2 biggest obstacles to solar energy in Australia? And the answer was obvious. Number 1 is Matt, I love cold Canavan. Number 2 is Angus, don't worry guys, I've got this, Taylor. So those are our big obstacles, and now we're going to need 2 little obstacles. So on the same theme, I've got Matt Canavan's hand and I've got Angus Taylor's hand. And that's just to shade one cell, whereas this one will shade multiple cells. So you've been doing this really in-depth study for many months. You've put an enormous amount of time and effort into it, but at Solar Quotes, we don't do things like that. We want to get results in real time in the next 20 minutes. What do you reckon?
Let's do it.
So the panels have got no shade on them at all. We've got 2.7 kilowatts on the Enphase. And what's that one, Sam?
2.82 now.
Oh, so they're bouncing around. Sometimes the Enphase is winning, sometimes the Fronius is winning. They're within, 200 watts of each other. I think we've got to call that a draw with the no shade situation. Let's see what happens when we put a little bit of shade on each string. I'm going to put this over 2 half cells, which in theory will reduce the current in one of the strings of cells. And the theory is that the reduced current from that panel on the Fronius will flow through to all the other panels, but it won't affect the other panels on the Enphase. We're going to see if that's true.
I'm here at the Fronius String and I'm going to place this onto the top corner of the panel.
We've waited 10 minutes for the PowerPoint tracking algorithms to settle down a bit. And what's yours saying, Sam? Mine's at 3 kilowatts exactly.
3.19 kilowatts.
So they are bouncing around a bit. The Fronius is slightly beating the Enphase, but within the margin of error. So the string inverter's handling that little bit of shade amazingly well. I'm not sure that's what the microinverter fanboys like me want to see. Now the really exciting bit, it's time to get the big guns out and see what big shade does to the string inverter versus the microinverters. So we're going to put the big shade object smack in the middle of the solar panels, and we're going to do that because these are half-cut solar panels which each have 6 cell strings, 3 at the top, 3 at the bottom, and I want to take out all 6 strings of cells. Okay, Angus, do your worst.
Finn's just put his picture on the Enphase system, and I'm going to put Matt here on the Fronius.
So we're giving it 10 minutes. What's yours saying, Sam, on the Fronius?
3.21 kilowatts.
I'm doing 3.12 kilowatts. So again, within 100 watts. That's really interesting. That Fronius is handling the shade as well as, if not better, than the microinverter. So the question we asked for this month's field test was, what type of inverter handles shade better? The Enphase microinverters or the Fronius Gen 24 string inverter? We put a teeny tiny leaf-sized bit of shade on 2 of the half cells. Again, couldn't see a difference between the microinverters and the string inverter. And then we put a much bigger shade object covering all 6 of the cell strings on these half-cut panels, and yet again, the Fronius, the Enphase, within 100 watts of each other. So, Sam, that goes against conventional thinking. I've been telling porky pies for the last 10 years.
So is the industry.
So obviously, this was a fairly shallow test. If you want to see detailed results taken over months, the company that Sam works for, NRG Solar, have got an amazing in-depth video, and we'll link to that in the description. Check it out.